know that you're going to enjoy it. It is called Happily Never After. Our co-directors are Emily Troutwine and Brian Keith.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for being with us here today. I always feel it's much better if we can get the community to work together on these projects. We learn from each other. As you undoubtedly know, I wrote most of the stories you grew up with. Red Riding Hood, Rumpelstiltskin, Chicken Little.
The sky is falling!
I'm best known for my romances. Some call me Grimm, or Anderson, or Perot. Small matter. What is significant is that thanks to me, Cinderella found her royal maid. Sleeping Beauty, her life's companion, and that jolly frog at the bottom of the well found love and happiness in a nearby place. My list of love matches is ended. Snow White and her prince, Beauty and her beast, the louse and the flea. However, from time to time in storybook land, things do go a bit sour. Human nature. I tend to be an optimist and end all my adventures by writing, and they lived happily ever after. Truth of the matter is, no one ever took the trouble to inquire whose marriage has ever worked out. That's why, every now and again, I must perform the duties as a marriage counselor. If you'll follow me, please.
Good morning, counselor.
Morning, Miss Scribe. What's on the agenda?
Snow White had to cancel at the last minute.
Oh,
Couldn't change her hairdressing appointment. Said she's not her hair blonde, Say they have more fun.
I didn't know and I didn't approve. Did she say how she and the prince were getting along?
Sounded rather cynical.
How so?
Said she believed her dream until she married one.
That prince always was somewhat of a talker. That should be the problem. Once a man learns to listen, he and his wife can remain on speaking terms indefinitely. Schedule them both for a future appointment.
Yes, counselor.
Who's first?
Cinderella husband.
Prince Charming. What could be the problem there?
She been waiting almost an hour.
Show him in, show him in.
You may come in now, right?
Thank you.
Good to see you again, Charming.
I'm not feeling very charming.
Please sit.
Thanks.
Tell me, what's your problem?
Well,
Come, we're here to help.
all right. Come directly to the point. I'm here because I don't think I'm suited to Cinderella.
What makes you say that?
Well, you can take Cinderella out of the kitchen, but you can't take the kitchen out of Cinderella.
I'm not following.
I'm a business-like fellow, concerned with worldly affairs and investments, things like that.
Yes, yes.
Cinderella doesn't need a modern prince like me. She's something from the past. I can never seem to get her away from those cinders. She actually likes the fireplace.
Dear, dear.
She's even turned that wonderful glass slipper of hers into a planter.
A planter?
She has philodendron growing in it. Before I was married, I used to think that being lonesome was man's worst fate.
Things are that bad?
Yes. Here, I'll show you. Cinderella, what are you doing here in the cookery?
I like it here. It's humble.
I wish you would get out of humble and into haughty. How do you think it looks to all of our subjects, having their princess dressed up in rags, by choice?
I'm a simple person, but sincere.
Cinderella, this ball gown needs better ribbon at the neckline. See too, will you?
Of course, sister dear.
My wife does not take in sewing.
Since when?
As ruler of this kingdom, I forbid it.
Working for others makes her happy. She has a right to be happy. Who are you to think otherwise?
Her husband.
Oh, that.
What are you doing living with us anyhow? Why don't you get your own cottage?
We can live rent-free with this pinhead? Cinderella, see what you can do with these slippers.
I'll humbly do my best.
My wife does not brush other people's slippers.
Since when?
Cinderella, this has got to stop.
Why?
There are matters of state that we must attend to. Pardons, conferences, taxes.
Cinderella has no interest in that sort of rubbish.
Keep telling you, she's happy the way she is.
But I'm not.
Listen to him. Men.
Never satisfied.
All husbands are alike, but they have different faces so you can tell them apart.
You're just far more serious than I thought.
Cinderella, I'm losing my patience.
I have a feeling he'd rather lose it around.
What about the ball this Saturday?
All those people, all that rich food. Honey, you go by yourself. I'll stay here and talk with the mice.
I heard that last remark, Cinderella.
Hello, no stepmother. Is there any humble service I might perform for you today?
Evans, no. And I don't think you're fulfilling your obligations as a wife nor a princess. People expected more from you.
Would you like to watch me sweep out the fireplace?
No. I sympathize with you, Your Highness.
I can't waste any more time here. The royal accountants await.
Making so, Brennan. What's for dinner?
Yeah. You see, it's always like that. I'm the laughing stock of the countryside. A married man never knows when he's well off because he never is.
There, chum. I mean, charm. I'll think of something. Trust me. Wait a second. Miss Scribe! Send the poor man out.
Just imagine yourself, though, married to a woman who talks to mice and puts training wheels on pumpkins for God.
You'll be all right.
Who's next?
Sleeping Beauty husband, Prince Wayne.
Send him in.
I'm in.
I don't see why you couldn't wait with the others.
I'm too impatient.
Obviously. Sit, will you?
And I'm desperate.
Let me see. Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Snow White, Chicken Little.
The sky is falling!
Ah, here we are. Sleeping Beauty. And they lived happily ever after. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. It's what you always write.
You sound bitter about something.
You remember how I cut my way through that thorny forest?
Naturally.
How I was covered from head to toe and band-aids for weeks?
Love makes some men reckless.
How I had to chop my way through that wretched forest?
I recall.
I sprained my wrist.
I didn't know.
And after all that, there she was. Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping.
That's the problem. I like to go out in the world. I like to dine at fine restaurants.
Ah, I'm beginning to understand. You don't like your wife's cooking. This is a routine cruise. My advice is if you don't like your wife's cooking, keep your mouth shut.
My wife has given me the best years of her, and the worst of mine.
What does she do with herself all day?
Naps.
What?
She naps. They don't call her Sleeping Beauty for nothing.
But with your kiss, you saved her from everlasting sleep.
Yeah, that's before the happily ever after part.
We can't all pick the winning horse.
You call my wife a horse?
Figure of speech.
I don't know much about speech. Beauty here doesn't like to talk.
How do you communicate?
Infrequently, I had to take a class interpreting snores. Watch. Sleeping Beauty, wake up. You slept all last night. It's only mid-morning.
I'm resting up for my afternoon nap.
We were going to go horseback riding.
Whew. I'll think about it. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
It all depends if I've rested enough. Maybe you should take a nap.
And maybe you should take an interest in this marriage.
Tomorrow, maybe.
Not tomorrow, now. The royal relatives are coming tonight. You must be alert and live. Wait, Sleeping Beauty? Sleeping Beauty!
How dare you? You know I need my beauty sleep. Go fight a dragon or something.
Beauty.
Is it always like that?
Always. And the only time she did attend a banquet, she fell asleep in the appetizer.
I'll have to give this considerable thought.
I hope so. A man like me doesn't need a woman who sleeps all day. He needs someone who's lively and enchanting.
You mean enchanting? Wait outside, Missing Link. I mean, Prince Lin. I'll think of something.
You better. Capiche?
Things not going so well?
I had no idea matters are in such a sorry state. Their temperatures are so different. What am I going to do?
That's what I want to know.
Who's she?
Your next appointment?
I don't seem to recognize her.
Don't you remember you married off to a frog?
A frog!
You're talking about my husband, I gather.
Ah, yes. I forgot for a moment. There's so many in the book. I can understand.
To begin with. I don't see how you could forget about him, nasty, cold thing that he is.
You mean it was today's names for the counselor that frog is now a well-adjusted prince.
If that's so, then what am I doing here?
Better let me handle this, Miss Scribe. Tell the others to be patient. Come on, Princess, please.
I prefer to stand.
As you wish.
The idea, the very idea. You ought to be ashamed.
What have I done?
You write us into a life, marry us off, and then abandon us.
But you're being unfair. After all, we're all here to help. We learn from each other. You tell me what's troubling you.
To begin with, it's embarrassing to marry a man who was once a frog.
These things happen. We must be mature enough to accept them.
A man can't live as a frog for years and years and change overnight.
What is it that he does specifically that annoys you?
Gross.
He croaks. Han, Princess, in a vulgar